What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today. So one of my favorite segments I've been doing recently was the Criterion Corner. As you all know, I'm a huge fan of Criterion. I love the movies they put out, and it's been a really fun way for me to kind of go back and highlight some films that I really enjoy from the Criterion collection. Well, as a lot of you know from watching my channel for a while now, I'm a pretty big fan of the production company A24, and one of the reasons why I love A24 so much is because they seem to really utilize their money to give some great creators the ability to make films. One of my buddies, Dean, on Instagram recently started watching all of the A24 films from the beginning of their catalog to most currently, and that inspired me to want to do the same thing. I've watched a lot of movies in A24's catalog, and I've seen a lot of their films, but I haven't watched everything, and there's a lot of movies in their catalog that I haven't really made time or found an excuse to watch. I thought it would be fun to create this new segment called the A24 Archive, where I'm going to go through and watch every A24 produced film from the very first movie they've put out to the most current film. And if I get caught up eventually, I'm planning on ranking every single one of these as I've watched them. So if you're a fan of the A24 Corporation, I'm going to be putting out these videos very frequently. I just started watching from the beginning of their catalog, and I'm really excited to get these videos out there for you. And I'm excited to hear some of your favorite A24 films or your opinions on some of these movies, because some of these will be first watches for me. Some of these will be like the 100th time I've seen these movies. So it'll be really cool. And what I'm really excited about is to see some of these lesser known films that I haven't watched and where they're gonna rank on my list. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about the very first film that A24 ever put out as a production company, and that is A Glimpse into the Mind of Charles Swan III. A Glimpse into the Mind of Charles Swan III is directed by Roman Coppola. Charles Swan is a successful graphic designer, has it all: fame, money, and a devilish charm that have provided him with a seemingly perfect life. But when a perplexing beauty named Ivana suddenly ends their relationship, Charles is left heartbroken with the support of his loyal intimates, Kirby, Saul, and his sister Iz. Charles begins a delirious journey of self-reflection to try and come to terms with a life without Ivana. I remember when this movie was first advertised, and this was before I even knew what A24 was as a production company, and this movie was released in 2012, so I would have been 22 years old working at a movie theater. And I remember seeing the poster for this film and seeing Bill Murray and Jason Schwartzman, Patricia, Arquette, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and even a little known Aubrey Plaza showed up in this movie. And so I was actually really looking forward to watching this, being a fan of most of the Coppola family, Sophia being my favorite member of the family. I was excited to watch this movie, and unfortunately, this film is garbage. It's terrible to say, but I really don't have a lot of nice things to say about this movie. It really just felt kind of like a nothing film, and that's really unfortunate because I'm not a Charlie Sheen fan. I've never really enjoyed him. I find him super grating and obnoxious. That translates into this movie. He's really grating and obnoxious. It's really unfortunate because there's such a talented cast surrounding him. They're given virtually nothing to work with in this movie to where it's just so grating and annoying, and I'll get into it a little bit. So this movie is told from kind of like Coppola was trying to use like a surrealist perspective, where you have what's going on in the real world, and then Charles has these like really overt fantasies about certain circumstances in life, which on the surface sounds like something that I would really appreciate, but you care so little about the narrative of the film. Our lead character, Charles, is clearly like a misogynist. He's an egotist. He's like everything you want to hate in a person. Normally, I'm fine with that. I like films that create complex characters where you can paint the portrait of this villain or someone that you're not gonna like, and then maybe flip the script or make you enjoy him more. But it's more just like Roman Coppola casted Charlie Sheen and was like, hey, some people really like Charlie Sheen. Sure, he was in the media for being an asshole, but let's paint him as an asshole and just make the film you trying to care about the fact that he's fawning after this woman that is upset that he's like a womanizer and just kind of a terrible human. It's really unfortunate because you have Jason Schwartzman show up, who's one of his friends, who he's done his album art for a while, tries so hard with the material he's given, but it just doesn't work. There was some neat like editing moments in this and some cinematography that I can appreciate, but the movie is such a fucking slog. It's an hour and 20 some minute runtime, and even like when Bill Murray popped up, I was like, oh please Bill, save this movie for me. But he just looks miserable and like he's upset to be there. Patricia Arquette, similarly, like every time she's on screen, it's like you can tell she didn't really care. Maybe she was just cashing in a favor for this movie. But I don't have much more to say. The movie just really sucks, and it's unfortunate because there's so many talented people involved in this film, and it's just a nothing movie. Like I got nothing out of it. When the credits started to roll, I was like, why did I even sit through this? And it's really surprising that this is the first film that A24 released, because you'd think that a production company who now is so prominent and how people just absolutely love A24 and the films that they release, this movie could have been the nail in the coffin for them right out of the gate. And I don't know how well it did in the box office or anything, but oh my god, like I was reading the Rotten Tomatoes reviews, I think it's like a 15%. It has like a 2 average on Letterboxd. It's a really bad movie, and if you got something out of it, good for you. As far as like A24's catalog is concerned, this is one I would just skip unless you're like really wanting to watch everything the company's put out. I don't think it's worth it. So have you seen a glimpse into the mind of Charles Swan? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was not good. It's very bad. It was a bad start for A24, but I'm looking forward to seeing Ginger and Rosa, which is the next film on the list for A24's collection. I have never seen it before, and so this is going to be another exciting watch for me because it's a new first-time watch, and I'll look forward to getting that episode out for you in the near future. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot. It lets me know the type of content you're looking for and what you'd like to see from me. Do you like when I review Criterion films? Are you excited that I'm going to talk about every film in A24's catalog? I'm looking forward to hear feedback from you all. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.